Thank you very much, Stefan. I appreciate it very much that you and Rana have invited me to come and share on such a short notice. And I appreciate it and enjoyed the last 3 hours now. And particularly, I want to say a big thank you to Peter and Monica from Australia and Tasmania, who have middle in the night and are still on. It's amazing. So we see that this topic of access to improved energy services through renewable energies is such a central and important topic. And I would like to share some of my experience. Who are we as RIDS-Nepal? And I named my short presentation Breaking the Vicious Circle of Poverty in the Nepal Himalaya through Holistic Community Development. I've been in Nepal since 37 years, but my practical experience is at least 25 years and more in the extreme remote and impoverished high altitude Himalayan village communities in Nepal. And that's what I would like to share with you. Stefan, just to touch bases, can you see the slide? Is that all okay?
And yes, we see not the presentation mode, but we see the first slide.
Okay, I just click for the next one and then we are here. Poverty, we all are aware, and we have heard from Africa, we have heard from other parts of the world, poverty is still striking in this world, unfortunately, even in the 21st century. So poverty has many faces and definitions and cannot easily be defined in mere economic values, such as the Human Development Index figures or so, as different standards, ethics, and expressions of what poverty means are held in different countries. But what poverty does do, independent of national borders, cultures, ethnicity, groups, and so on, is manifest itself in the inability to meet human needs such as food, shelter, work, clothing, clean water, fuel, healthcare, and education. It denies human beings the chance to live dignified lives with choices and opportunities for change and development, like all of us who participate in this seminar do have. So we do have a responsibility as those who have been given these opportunities and chances for change and development in our own lives. So who is RIDS-Nepal? RIDS-Nepal is a non-governmental organization established in Nepal. I have been in Nepal since 1983, believe it or not. It's really a long time. And I have spent more than half of my life in this country. But in 2002, I established RIDS-Nepal and RIDS Switzerland. We are both non-governmental, non-profit organizations or NGOs. And our involvement is in long-term, holistic community development projects and field-based research projects supported by individuals, charities, and public/government organizations. And I just want to talk briefly about what we do. So RIDS-Nepal community development projects are mainly in two of the poorest and remotest districts of Nepal. Let me say, put that in district of Nepal, which is in Humla and Jumla in the northeast of Nepal. If you know Nepal, you can only arrive in Kathmandu, the only international airport of the country. Then Nepalganj is a hub at the western border of Nepal to India, and at the northwest, close to Tibet or China/Tibet, is Humla with a Human Development Index of about 0.244. That's calculated based on our own data collection, which is one of the poorest Human Development Index in the world. And Jumla, which is a little bit better off, but still very, very poor and very, very remote in the middle of this unbelievable high altitude Himalayan mountain range. Poverty. Yes, this is a picture I just took of a child. Have you ever had a fly flying in front of your face? What do you do? I have counted once here. It's 48 flies are here. So it's these signs of poverty we have to and can address. It's not seldom that we find homes in Humla and Jumla where you enter into the homes where the women are cooking on open fires, like here. I hope you can see my mouse on the picture, where the women and in particular the small children sit between 5 to 7 hours a day for breakfast and evening dinners to sit around these open fires with unbelievable smoke and high carbon monoxide levels. Unbelievable. And we all know that women are always pregnant, especially the younger ones, when they are married, and high carbon monoxide levels do harm the growth of the unborn child, and therefore often children are born already with mentally handicaps. Now, that's what we call jungle in Nepal. That's what we call jungle. And why do girls often do not join schools? Like here, girls, they have to collect firewood, up to 40 plus kilo per every second or third day. Open fireplace cooking, like this boy fell into the open fire when he was a small boy, burned his face. His arm, left hand is completely burned, so he was shy and he's covering it. That's what poverty really means. I don't know what that is. So practical experience in holistic community development in Nepal shows that since 1996, since we started holistic community development, shows that the communities themselves identify most of the time the 4 needs they would like to address in their own communities. That means a toilet or a latrine for their family, a smokeless metal stove inside their homes to cook their daily food and to heat the rooms, basic indoor lighting through like LEDs, which we developed already in the 90s in Nepal and have installed hundreds of households with solar PV system, and access to clean and sufficient drinking water for every household and every person in the village as their main 4 needs they would like to address in a holistic long-term community development. Therefore, the basic issues to address in a holistic community development project is the so-called family of 4, which we defined as RIDS-Nepal. The family of 4 is a toilet for every family, a stove inside the house for every family, basic indoor lighting for every family, and access to clean and sufficient drinking water for every person in the village. That is the basic needs the local people themselves have identified. Therefore, this is for us crucial that we do address that. After 2-3 years, they do have the family of 4 implemented. People are so much better in regard to health, in regard to awareness and so on, and therefore they see, hey, we have more needs. Therefore, we created the family of 4 plus, based on the family of 4, toilet, stove, indoor lighting, and access to clean drinking water. We have developed additional 11 possible projects and development approaches, of which I show just a few here, like high altitude greenhouses, extending the growing of fresh vegetables from 3 months to 10 months per year, non-formal education, standing for NFE, for girls who have never had the opportunities to go to school, or women who have never had the opportunities to go to school, solar dryers, which are drying the vegetable at the time they can grow a lot of them, hot bathing center produced by solar energy, because we have unbelievable good solar resource in these high altitude Himalayan mountains, a slow sand water filter to guarantee clean water in the house, the program for malnutrition for small children, scholarships for young women and men to study a skill, an apprenticeship like nurse, carpentry, midwife, and so on, and solar cookers and carpentry programs, and so on and so on. So the family of 4 is the basis. The family of 4 plus is additional to that if the local communities themselves agree on that and propose that. Now, my presentation is very short, but the key message I would like you to take away is that the family of 4 and the family of 4 plus are the basis of which we develop these so-called 4 elements that help to break the vicious circle of poverty. There is no silver bullet to break or to address poverty, but we believe that there are 7 crucial elements which are helpful to break the vicious circle of poverty and which enable the local community to come out of that vicious circle of poverty and start developing their own community. First is preventative healthcare. What do I mean by that? So instead of curative healthcare, for example, we saw the picture previously where women cook on open fires with unbelievable smoke pollution, so they all have respiratory chest diseases. And they all have to go to the doctor or hospital if they even have a hospital, which is often not the case. So instead of curative health, we have to have preventative healthcare, which means we have to install a smokeless metal stove into the community, and rather than teaching them how to take tablets and chemicals, or instead of treating malnourished children with industrially produced food or milk powder, we teach the women how to grow crops from in the local fields and to feed their own
Alex,
children.
if I just may ask you to think of time a little bit, because we're really running.
I'm quickly finished. Highly contextualized solutions. I mean, like a smokeless metal stove, to look after the community based on their cultural issues. How do they live? How do they want to have their communities developed? Close community involvement. The local community have to be included from the very beginning, identifying their own needs, addressing their own needs by voluntary work and little bit as well cash contributions. Renewable energy resources and technologies. We do have a lot of renewable energy resources like wind, sun, and water. We have to understand them, we have to monitor and measure them and develop the technologies accordingly. And seeds for ongoing development. That means we have to invest in the generations, in young men and women, in educating them, in awareing them and teaching them new skills. Long-term project partnerships with donors. These pure communities can still not pay for this project, so they can pay very, very little. So we are in demand for long-term faithful donors, such as we just heard from this crowdfunding platform, which are one of the opportunities. And identifying and share best practices means we do have a website, as I would like to share in the next slide where that is, and that we teach that in universities to get the next generation ready to take over from us. I thank you for this few minutes you gave me. For further information, please do write me an email if you have interest. You can watch some videos I have created about our holistic community development concepts, which are on our YouTube channel, RIDS-Nepal, as well as the breaking of the vicious circle of poverty. That's a complete 1.5 hour lecture, which you can, for example, see on Vimeo as a video, which was once a couple of years ago recorded as well. Thank you, Stefan, and I wish you all the best and stay safe.
Thank you so much for your presentation, also for the great work and the insights here, even for this indeed holistic approach. I think that is important to understand the whole concept. And